And a lot to talk about here. We're now joined by host of the WGN Political Report, Paul Lisnek, with his take.
Yeah, I'll cover it here.
Yeah, okay, you go ahead.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's start with that subject here. State politics. The governor's commitment, it seems, to sanctuary status here is really getting a funding test now when it comes to what we get from the federal government, sort of guided by President Trump here. How do you expect that to affect Illinois long term, especially where health care is concerned?
Well, we've been hearing for quite a while now that the governor was going to pull back on health care funding for a certain age group for those people who are not here legally. I'm not sure he has much of a choice to do. Look, from the government's perspective, they're sitting there going, they've got this $55 billion plus budget that they've got to fund one way or another. Something's got to get cut. Now, my understanding is, and we'll see what comes out throughout the night, but they're coming in at 55.2, where the governor's budget was 55.4. So maybe they're just saving a little bit here and there. It remains to be seen. What is interesting, we heard Cam Buckner say it, $1 billion in new revenue. That sounds like taxes of some sort. Yeah. So my understanding is it may be what we call sin taxes, maybe liquor taxes, those kinds of things. When it comes to the transportation, we may see tollways going up. We're not hearing anything about new property taxes. The governor has been pretty clear about saying no new property taxes. So it may be just something that will get whacked with here and there in various places. But that's their job. That's what they're doing. That's what they're figuring out.
All right. And in Taman's piece, we heard a little bit about public transit and funding for public transit. And he mentioned about it being broken up into pieces. So explain where we are right now and where we're likely to end up.
Yeah, so what you're hearing is you're hearing it from the legislators, which is don't talk to me about funding until you show me reform. And so it looks like the first pieces we may see will be what the structural reform is going to be. And that has to do with, for example, creating a new board. There's RTA, there's CTA. Well, there's now going to be, apparently, something that's called NEDA, which is the overarching organization where it will handle all of them. And they will decide whether or not fares will go up. They want to create a universal fare. So there's this reform. They've talked about a police force for the transport. So we'll see how that plays out. But as we heard Representative McCombie sort of say, all for reform, but let me a little nervous about how you're going to get this stuff paid for. And that's what we're going to see. And I think that's what they meant by a couple of parts. We may see reform pieces first, and then we may see the pay-fors come down the line. But again, all this has to be done by midnight tomorrow. If it's going to be done, otherwise it pushes to the spring.
Let's talk about President Trump's pardons here. Notably here in Chicago, Gangster Disciples leader Larry Hoover and many others. Are you seeing a pattern here, and do you think this is a message from President Trump to Chicago?
Well, I don't know about if it's Chicago, because he's pardoning so many people around. It is sort of giving a new definition to what kind of crime should be punished, what should be forgiven. There is one person who was pardoned who had stolen just millions of dollars from his employees, bought a $2 million boat with it, gave $1 million to his mom to donate to Trump. In the pardon request, it's in there saying, by the way, we support you, and gave you $1 million. He was pardoned. It just raises the question, look, the president has the power to do it. Nobody can undo it. And some people say, well, look who Biden pardoned at the end of his term. Yeah, there was a lot of distasteful stuff there too, but it really raises a question overall in the system of what does it mean to commit a crime? And overall, you might say it's looking like if you've done a nonviolent crime of any sort, that may get you out the door, but then you have the Larry Hoover situation, which is in the other direction. By the way, for Larry Hoover, there are people very upset about that. He ain't going anywhere fast. I think all this means for him is a transfer from federal prison to state, because he's got a sentence here in Illinois that he's got to finish out, and I'm not even sure the accommodations will be as whatever he was facing in the federal world.
All right, let's loop back around to what's going on here locally and the Fitch rating system, which is basically the credit score for the city of Chicago, one of three. So they have given the city a negative outlook here moving forward. So I'm wondering, there's all these financial issues that we're facing here in the city. How much more difficult does this make things for the mayor of Chicago?
Well, it makes it difficult for him in a couple of ways. Number one, when you are downrated like that too, and when you say negative, it didn't just go, it's negative, that's the rating. That makes it tougher to borrow. It means rates are higher. So it's all sorts of implications. But here's what's interesting. You've got a lot of angry aldermen. For example, and you've seen him tweeting or Xing about this, Alderman Bill Conway of the 34th Ward. He said, look, we were promised by the mayor and this administration that there would be no financial downgrade for all of this borrowing that we're doing. That was a promise made, and now here we are. So it's going to bring issues of trust between members of city council and the mayor. We already know that relationship between the mayor and the governor, while the mayor says it's fine, the governor's pretty clear that they're not good relationships. You need these effective relationships for people to work together and resolve these problems. So what does that negative credit rating mean? It means it's a tougher situation for the city as they work towards crafting a budget, knowing that whatever kind of fix, the next time the mayor says, let's do some borrowing, well, wait a minute, Mr. Mayor, it's now going to cost you more and be tougher to get because of that rating, which you said would not happen.
We have to talk about this. The president was asked about this at the White House. He did not enjoy the taco label that Trump always chickens out.
That's what it means, right?
That's what it comes to.
There's actually a journalist that came up with that, and I've
Right.
seen him on TV. He sort of basically said he was shocked. He said he did it sort of tongue-in-cheek humor, and it's sort of catching on. And I think the reason it caught on is because you have the business community. They're happy to hear this concept of Trump chickens out. It's not about it being an attack on Trump. It's basically saying because when he imposes these tariffs, he's been backing off. And so the business community is happy about that because it makes things so difficult.
Will this change things then because of a different temperament and attitude?
Well, it's interesting that you say that because, earlier today I was thinking, I wonder if the business community may be upset about what, be careful what you wish for.
Right.
And then sure enough, what happens later today? He raises the tariff on steel to 50% from 25%. Where did that come from? Kind of came out of nowhere all of a sudden. And then the question is this now going to be, because look, President Trump does not like being made fun of, do not call him names. This is not a good thing. So it would suggest to me that he did that. And now, of course, when the business world thinks, he'll back off of that because taco, he's going to chicken out. I think his position is, oh, no, I'm not. So the business community better be careful because you were happy that he was backing off of tariffs, and now don't be so sure that he will.
All right, let's talk about something else. We've got maybe like a minute and a half left that he may be backing away from. Maybe, I don't know. And that's the issue of this plane donated or gifted by Qatar. He seemed to be very excited about it for a very long time. And then am I hearing now that he's saying it's too big?
Yes, but there's something in between. It's too big and thanks for the plane.
Yeah.
And what's been coming out a little more lately, and it's from the government of Qatar, which is to say this was not a gift from us. He asked for this plane. And it's also, you can be pretty certain that he's been advised by the military here. We've talked about it on our Friday night segments. There's no way this plane gets here and it's Air Force One flying in the sky. It's going to take estimates of $1 billion to retrofit it, get rid of the bugs and all these sorts of things and make it appropriate for a president of the United States. And secondly, it's going to take an incredible amount of time. Estimates are he would never ride in it as president during his term. It wouldn't be ready until 2029. Add all of that together and some of that bad news about maybe this really wasn't a gift. And all of a sudden, yes, it was a couple days ago that he began to say, it's too big anyway. By the way, how big is too big? It's 18 feet larger than the current Air Force One.
Yeah.
Longer. I don't know, 18 feet is, but it's enough to have him say, this plane is now too big.
I guess it's here in the United States now. Will they figure that out?
I'll take it. I don't know. We
can
the show.
I'll let you
get rid of that helicopter.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, give us a preview for the weekend.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking at Springfield too. Tamon will join me on Sunday morning, but we also have Alderman William Hall of the 4th Ward, Bill Conway, who I mentioned. He's going to come on from the 34th Ward. We might have them debate a little bit about what's going on from the city council's perspective. So that's all going to be interesting. And by the way, next Thursday on the midday, I always like to look ahead. Yeah. I will be joined on set by Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson. They're doing an event that night. I reach them, and they will join us for the midday news, and they'll be on Political Report next Sunday with me as well.
Interesting.
Talking about the new book. I know people have a lot of different reactions. Yeah. I will challenge them about why you wrote the book now.
Hear from him. Okay. Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Paul.